I got a really, it was a beautiful email from Bryan Cranston when he realized that I'd signed a contract extension. And he sent me an email, and it reads, congrats on the extension. Glad to know that I'll be able to tune in for the foreseeable future. Of course, I won't tune in, but it's just nice knowing that I could. Cheers, Bryan Cranston. The great actor joins us now. That was wonderful, Bryan. I really, I applaud and thank you for taking time out of your busy day.
Oh my! You had to read that quote. A little jest, a little humor in the morning.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
How
so
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. But I saw you out at the Screen Actors Guild. That you guys are on the picket line, and I thought it'd be great to just kind of summarize what are the main points that the everybody is striking for or about in Hollywood.
Well, there are several that we have significant distance between the actors and the AMTPP, which is the producers guild. So what we're looking at mostly is, of course, wage increases. This week, the New York Times just put out an article about how much rents in Los Angeles have gone up since the year 2000, 35% on average. And yet wages have gone up only 6%. So it doesn't take a mathematician to realize it's untenable to go at that pace. So yes, we do need to catch up with our wages for the rank and file workers. On a broader, more macro point of view, we're looking at AI with that really problematic scenario. We've dealt with AI in many cases. At the grocery store, you have self-checkout and things like that. ATMs, when you and I were young, if you needed cash, you had to go into a bank and get cash. So there are definite benefits that have come with AI, sure. But when it takes the place of human beings in creating actual product, in my likeness and my voice, in constructing a story, a screenplay, a play, then you're usurping the humanity of it all. You're taking away the intellectual property that is actually created by these people. So they're significant and they're problematic, but they're not unsurmountable. We can come to the table and make this happen. Our leadership at SAG-AFTRA has presented that as a willingness from our part to meet with them at any time. And they basically have said that they felt us going on strike was an aggressive and unreasonable action. And we had to, remind them that that's not. It's a right of every American worker to be able to stand up for themselves.
How is this going to affect content over the next couple of years?
It's going to affect it greatly. They're in a process of using up their content now, and there'll be a backlog. So as of right now, there are no productions going on unless you've received a waiver from SAG-AFTRA that says you are clearly an independent operator. You're not working under the aegis of any studio or network. And so we have granted those productions waivers to be able to work because we want to get back to work. So there are right now over 40 different productions that have applied and have received waivers to go work. So not only the actors, but our brothers and sisters in the Teamsters and IATSE and the WGA are able to then, get back to work.
How bad could this get?
Well, it's pretty bad right now, if I'm honest. And there's been a lot of rancor and name calling and that sort of thing. And my whole goal is to try to get away from that. So when we were out there this Tuesday in Times Square, I noticed that our group was gathered, thousands and thousands of us in front of Good Morning America, which is ABC, which is Disney, which is Bob Iger. And I wanted to present some thoughts to Mr. Iger. And that's why I addressed him that way, that I don't villainize him or any of the people that we've worked with over the years. They have a different point of view and they look through this issue through a different lens than we do. And I want us to see if we can all understand that and accept that part of it and get back to the negotiating.
I get residual checks from my Adam Sandler movies, and sometimes it costs more to send the check to my house than the actual amount. I think I've gotten 13 cents before, so it cost more to send that to me. But I invested it well, that 13 cents.
Very good.
Yeah.
Are you saying that 13 cents equates to the value of your talent on those movies?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Sandler reminds me of that. If you have a line in a show, who owns that line that you've said?
Well, it's interesting, and I'm not able to talk about any of my personal work. But when an actor,
hypothetical,
when an actor quotes a line, it's written by a WGA member. But it is basically owned by the studio that pays the bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to Ireland at the end of August, and I don't know if you have some free time. Will Ferrell is going to join us. Notre Dame Navy football game. So I'm going to put that out there since you've been, behind me and so emotional with, and then it's an unscripted show, obviously.
When you're going at the end of August?
Yeah.
My people have come from Ireland as well, and up in a county called Armagh, and it's up north. During the Troubles, it was troubling because my ancestors were Irish Catholic, but in a very Protestant Northern Ireland area, and I have heard a plethora of stories that are awfully disturbing, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous country.
Is that a yes? I mean, there was you shook me off there.
No, I didn't. I was just.
You didn't answer.
Looking. I didn't answer. I mean, I'm playing a little hard to get. I don't. A girl just doesn't say yes, Dan.
Well, Will Ferrell did.
Well, you know what kind of girl he is.
Very easy.
Very easy, very loose.
Yes. Are you allowed to talk about being recognized if you go overseas?
Yeah.
Where do you get recognized, or how do people recognize you when you're overseas?
Usually it's my kind of Adonis physique that they recognize first.
Yeah.
I get, it's definitely that show that I've done gets the most recognition. And then after that, it was that other show.
So you can't talk about Walter White, Breaking Bad, or Malcolm in the Middle, but you might be recognized for those two shows, hypothetically.
I would not say no to that comment. No. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's crazy. Isn't it crazy?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Are
you happy Ohtani is staying with the Angels?
I think it's a good move. What we saw last year with the Phillies getting all the way to the World Series. And I don't think there's anybody in the country that would say they were a better team than Atlanta, than San Diego, than but they made it. They did it.
Yeah.
So the proof is in the pudding. If you can get your team in it, and then there's two factors that are always at bay, and that is, can you stay healthy? What's the overall health of your team? And then the second thing is, can you get hot? Are you hot at that moment for that stretch of games? If you can get hot, many things can happen.
Is that a Rolex you have on? Is that the red dot? So the one that they discontinued?
Yeah. Well, this is,
is that the 41 millimeter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah, they discontinued that.
Yeah, they did. I don't. Well, maybe because it doesn't keep time at all. I
Oh, well, you were in Times Square, so you bought it in Times Square. Okay.
Yeah, the guy said it was real.
It is real. It's real fake. All right, so if you want to join us in Ireland, I just throw it out there. But if you don't, I certainly understand it, and maybe we could do something together, like have some fun.
I already have a date at the end of August. I'm going to Maui because at the Four Seasons Maui, we're opening up a Dos Hombres Cucina. It's a pop-up restaurant at the Four Seasons Maui. Dos Hombres Mezcal is the theme.
Awesome.
And so we're combining Mexican food with Hawaiian taste. It's really fantastic and great cocktails. So we'll be over there at the end of August.
Okay, we'll have fun without you. We'll have cocktails in Dublin with my new favorite actor, Will Ferrell.
It also feels like a little bit like, you ask a lot of other people and then finally come around to me, Dan, if I...
No, it is true. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. I asked Aaron Paul before I asked you.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
Really unbelievable.
I know.
I've known you much, much longer, and he doesn't know anything about sports.
We met him at the Super Bowl. This was 2010 or 2011, and his dad came up and he said, "Hey, my son's in this show." And we were like, yeah, okay, great. And next thing we know, he told us the idea. He goes, yeah, there's a former teacher and a chemistry teacher, and then he makes meth, and then blah, 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 blah. And we're like, oh, good luck with that show. Thank you, Bryan. Good to talk to you.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. And congratulations on the extension.
Thank you.
Glad you're going to be around, buddy.
Thank you, man. That's Bryan Cranston, actor. But apparently not like the Will Ferrell level of friend to this show.